In other news, with the country marking 30 years of democracy, it's certainly worth remembering that South Africa's freedom wasn't achieved overnight. It was certainly a long journey. The Norwegian Embassy in Pretoria is hosting an event to honor some Norwegians who played a key role in South Africa's journey to democracy. Watching those developments is our reporter Khayelihle Khumalo, who joins us now live from there. And yeah, Khayelihle, we don't often speak of Norwegians as part of our story, do we? But suppose this is a great opportunity to try locate these individuals in that journey.
Well, that's right, and it's quite a very remarkable story, really, when you look at the very immense contribution that was made by the Nordic countries in South Africa's liberation, but also, by and large, when you look at Southern Africa and many other parts of the continent as well. I mean, they were willing to really just have this particular point where they were really supporting the liberation movements, providing the humanitarian assistance. But we do have the Norwegian ambassador here with us, Ambassador Sæther. So once again, quite a very important moment, 30 years of democracy in South Africa, but also reflecting on the journey that has been traversed, looking at the contribution that has been made by the likes of Norway in our journey.
Yeah, thank you very much. And I think we are very glad that we are here today at Freedom Park, partnering with them. Basically, we have three kind of events that goes together into one. We have put up 6 Norwegian names on the wall of name here at Freedom Park. These were politicians, trade unionists, civil society, church leaders, and they all played a role in supporting the struggle. So we are very happy that our name can join the names of Sweden and so many other countries here. And secondly, we have an exhibition that is called African Independence, Norwegian Solidarity. It was originally made by staff at Lily's Leaf, but it was a bit hit by COVID. Now we are very glad to show it here, and it shows some of the contributions from Norway and the Nordic countries towards independence and freedom in Southern Africa, so not only South Africa. And then, of course, we are very pleased that we have former Mozambican President Chissano here with us, because he is a witness to history. He came together with Oliver Tambo to the Scandinavian Afro Youth Congress in Oslo in 1962. Then they also met our Prime Minister, and they traveled on to Sweden and Denmark. So it's just a very early momentum was gathering in Norway and the Nordic countries in support, because I think if we look at 1960, the Peace Prize, Nobel Peace Prize given to Albert Luthuli for his human rights work, and the Sharpeville massacre, that really shocked many in Norway and the Nordic countries, and that was kind of the start for the support to the struggle that lasted all the time up until 1994.
It must have been a rigorous process to select the 6 names, Ambassador. I would imagine, just in terms of reaching that particular logical conclusion, but also looking at the context now of a post-apartheid South Africa, where you must work together in alleviating poverty, in addressing all sorts of socioeconomic challenges.
Yeah, I think actually, coming to your last point, Nelson Mandela in 1998 made a point of that in his speech to our king when he was visiting South Africa, that Norway and South Africa are partners, and we will continue to work together for democracy and development and human rights. And I think we have both tried, both Norway and South Africa. We have a lot of cooperation on all kind of topics, from Antarctica to women, peace and security, to AU's development agenda 2063, peace, United Nations, you name it. But we can still do more, and we are trying to do more. And I think also, coming back to your first point about 30 years of democracy, I think the elections was handled and organized in a very impressive way. I myself went to do some visited polling stations in Mamelodi and Soshanguve, and it was impressive to see. So democracy really has a firm root in South Africa.
And just before I let you go, Ambassador, obviously this happens as a very sacred space for South Africa, the Freedom Park, where the names will be inscribed. So I would imagine that also it speaks to the cordial ties between Oslo and Pretoria.
Yeah, very cordial ties, very close ties. we share so many values, so we are very close.
All right. Ambassador, many thanks indeed for your time. So I understand that's the Norwegian ambassador here in South Africa. So as you can really see that this is an absolutely important occasion, really reflecting on South Africa's journey, looking at one of the key pillars of the struggle, which is of course the international solidarity with the countries in the Nordic region, really supporting South Africa and many other countries really were facing oppression in the midst of a turbulent phase, the 70s here in South Africa, a very tough time, but also reflecting as well on the journey for the neighboring countries as well, the likes of Mozambique and many others as well. So with that, back to you in studio.
Well, thanks very much indeed. Khayelihle live to us there from the capital, and is certainly watching an important story. Once again, thank you.